So today I would like to speak about the camera that I use to shoot my YouTube videos. So until recently I was filming with the DJI Action 5 Pro, and today I'm going to explain why I changed to the Fujifilm X-M5. So to start with, here's some side-by-side footage of the Action 5 compared to the Fujifilm camera. Can you see a big difference or not? The thing is, it's not just for the footage that I wanted to change, but there were some things I wanted to do, some manual settings I wanted to have with my camera, which I wasn't really able to do with my Action camera before. So the great thing about the Action 5 is the rock-solid stabilization and the weather sealing. Obviously, when you're outside, when it's raining, snowing, all of that, that's the perfect tool for the job. But for where I'm headed, what I want to do, I just wanted a slightly different tool. So today I also wanted to take some pictures, make the most of the day. The plan was that we would come to this mountain village where I know that there's a beautiful church and it's a little bit set above the valley. My son is going to do some cycling on a pump truck while I'm right next to him. Don't worry, I'm not leaving him alone. And before we go to the pump truck, we're taking some pictures here next to this church. So unfortunately I made a little mistake today. I forgot the tripod for my video camera, which is why I need to improvise today. I'm crouching very low to the ground here. I've put my camera onto a piece of wood and it's all a little bit awkward, but I'm sure we'll manage. So here I wanted to take a picture of the sea of clouds that you can see behind me. When we woke up this morning, it was very foggy at home, and at first I thought I'm going to go and take some moody pictures in the clouds, but I've been in the fog for many days now, and I'm feeling a little bit sick of it. So I decided to go above the clouds and make the most of a little bit of sunshine. So sorry if my face is very bright, I'm just looking straight into the sun right now. So let's see if we can manage to take a picture of this here. So this is the scene that I visualized before coming up here. The funny thing is that it looks exactly the way I was hoping it would look. Quite often I've got a plan that then goes overboard because things are completely different from what I imagined. But this is pretty consistent with what I was hoping. So let's just try and see if this works out. So the main reason why I changed to the Fujifilm X-M5 really is because I wanted to use the Fujifilm Eterna film simulation in my videos. It's a look I really like. You've probably seen it in Thomas Heaton's videos, and I can shoot with the film simulation directly out of camera, and I don't need to do any complicated color grading later. Another great thing about the Fujifilm X-M5 is that it's got a much bigger sensor compared to the DJI Action 5. And the advantage of that is that I think that it's great for low light and it's got also some benefits when it comes to be able to have shallower depths of field in your videos. And another reason why I changed cameras is because I can easily change my settings on the Fujifilm X-M5. I can change my aperture, my shutter speed and my ISO. And also I can put a different lens onto my camera depending on what kind of look I want to achieve on that day. So here I noticed a tree which is lit sideways by the sun, and it's contrasting really beautifully with the background of the hill, which is still in the shade. So I'm going to try to take a picture here and see what that looks like. So my son just ran away with my camera, so I suppose no photos today. Oh no, he's coming back. Thank you very much. It got back. And he asked me to add some of the photos that he just took into the video. So if you see a photo of the church, that will be from my son. Right, let's take this photo here. Wow, that looks good. So I specifically chose the Fujifilm X-M5 because I was already invested in the Fujifilm system. I already have some Fujifilm glass. I've got a Fujifilm X-H1 camera, so I know how these cameras work and how they behave. So for me, this was the most logical choice. It's a compact and lightweight camera, and it's also one of the most affordable cameras to enter the Fujifilm ecosystem. So overall, it's like it's a smaller sibling to my Fujifilm X-H1. So now let's address the trade-offs of the Fujifilm X-M5. One negative compared to an action camera like this is that the X-M5 does not have in-body stabilization. I'm much slower now with the way I set up my videos. I take the time to look at my composition just the same way as I would do for photography. I also take the time to check my settings, and it's a much slower way of shooting my videos overall. So we were just going to go to the pump track when my son pointed out that there's a beautiful tree up here. And actually it looks really nice, the branches against the sky. Let's see if the photo looks all right. One thing I thought would be a real issue for me is the fact that the Fujifilm X-M5 does not have any weather sealing. I thought that would be a problem because I like to spend a lot of time outside taking photos and filming myself when I do that. But then I was really honest to myself and I thought, well, I don't really go outside that much when it's really uncomfortable. Maybe I'm too old for that nowadays, I don't know. But I thought that's not such a big issue. And the times when I'm outside, when it's a little bit foggy, when there's a little bit of atmosphere, I'm pretty sure that's not a big issue with the weather sealing. And also the camera wasn't that expensive, so it makes me willing to take a little bit of a risk when I take it outside. I just make sure not to take it out in the really bad pouring rain or in the storm. For that I still have my DJI Action 5 actually. So here's again a side-by-side view of what it looks like on the X-M5 and on the DJI Action 5. You can see this is the Fujifilm Eterna film simulation on the X-M5, and it's just the normal look on the action camera. Obviously, me personally, I prefer the look of the Fujifilm X-M5 with the Eterna film simulation. But let me know down in the comments what you think about the different looks of the DJI camera and the Fujifilm camera. I know that some people say that shallow depth of field is overrated, but here's an example why I use shooting with a larger sensor. You know, and also if you thought that there's a big problem with the Fujifilm autofocus, I'm actually all right with it. As long as I'm in the picture, it really works quite well with the eye tracking. I can see on my little flip out screen right now that it's got the little squares on my eyes, and that seems to be working quite well. So here, for example, I'm at f1.2 and I've got a pretty shallow depth of field. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.